The clock is ticking for TikTok. Federal appeals court has upheld a law requiring the social media platform to break ties with its China-based parent company ByteDance or face a nationwide ban across the United States. The company responding to the ruling saying, and we quote, the TikTok ban was conceived and pushed through based upon inaccurate, flawed, and hypothetical information resulting in the outright censorship of the American people. So how do you feel about this? Let's dig into it a little bit with ABC News contributor and SiriusXM radio host Mike Muse. Mike,
Phil?
How you doing?
How you
Good to see
today?
you here in person.
Good to see you in person, man.
So you're in this world.
Yeah.
This is one of the worlds you live in. I'm wondering, what are TikTok creators saying to you? Because there are a lot of people who make their livelihood on this platform.
A lot of people, Phil. We're talking 170 million Americans who make a living off of this. Yeah. But Phil, not just making a living, but because they also, too, get their news and source of information from them. TikTok has become more than just videos and dancing. It's become places where people can build community. It's where grassroots organizations can organize. It's also, too, where small businesses can really market and advertise their small businesses. They don't have the big budgets to do traditional mainstream. And so there is a frustration about it. And then even if you're not a TikTok user, there's a frustration for a lot of Americans, and particularly for myself, who are interested in tech policy and who've really been asking for the United States government to pass effective policy to protect American citizens, particularly thinking about data privacy. You know, the U.S. Congress has yet to pass any data privacy laws. Next, artificial intelligence. If it's such a national security interest, deep fakes is one of the biggest threats to American citizens. But yet there's no AI regulations, where we've already seen the European Union already pass bills for artificial intelligence. And then when you come and you look at President Trump elects one of his key advisors, Elon Musk, who's going to be heading up the Department of Government Efficiency, when he purchased X, Twitter, now known as X, you know what he did, Phil? He removed the content moderation department, which helps censor and safeguard people on different tech platforms. So the question really remains, Phil, why are they doing this?
It's a good question. And you're right, with AI, it's like the wild, wild west out there. I'm wondering if TikTok is banned. I mean, because it's a competitive marketplace for these big companies. Do other companies like Meta benefit?
They do and then they don't, because what you happen is no different than what we've been saying when these tariffs come to play. There could be also a possibility for trade war. We're also seeing that right now in China's response to when the conversations to ban TikTok happened. China asked Apple to remove Meta's WhatsApp from its system to block it from Chinese users. The other thing that comes into play is with this law being taken into effect, Apple and Google will be fined civilly if they update and include it in their stores for updates. The other question, though, remains when it comes to other companies, and what I'm looking at closely is why the U.S. government has not targeted consumer good companies like Temu and Shein. Temu and Shein is a consumer good company, as also a fast fashion company. Temu actually advertised in this past Super Bowl 4 different commercials, 30-second slots. What that means, what I'm looking at, is such a national security entries. These two companies have our credit card numbers, our telephone numbers, our addresses, more importantly, our consumer behavior patterns, which goes to behavioral science if they want to do propaganda. But we've been looking at propaganda and misinformation going on X, Meta, and also to Facebook. So this isn't necessarily new. And so if this really is about national security, why aren't those companies in interest? If you ask me, Phil, I think it's because TikTok is low-hanging fruit, because you can index to China. The U.S. government elected official can say, hey, America, we're doing something, right? Look at us. I think that's really what it comes down to, political theater.
Like, yes, it's definitely not happening in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Mike, thanks so much.
Always good
great
time
to have your take.